For the Trappist monks, brewing beer isn't just a craft, it's a prayer in motion, woven into the rhythm of silence, work, and worship. Tucked away behind ancient monastery walls, where bells toll the hours and silence is a sacred language, a century-old ritual quietly unfolds. It begins in the early hours as the monks rise for vigils, their first prayer of the day. The world outside is still asleep, but within the cloister, life has already turned towards God. After the morning chants fade into quiet, the work of the day begins. And for some of these monks, that means heading to the brewery. Known formally as the Order of Cistercians of the Strict Observance, live by the rule of St. Benedict, ora et labora, pray and work. And so brewing beer is not a side hustle, it's an act of obedience. A way of living simply and providing for the community without abandoning the monastic rhythm. Inside the stone-walled brewery, there's no rush. The monks move with intention. Every batch is made by hand, in silence or gentle conversation, their minds still soaked in psalms from the morning office. Fermenting tanks hum like quiet chants, and the smell of malt fills the room like incense. For the monks, brewing isn't just a task, it's a kind of liturgy. Every moment is deliberate, shaped by years of repetition and reverence. Before lifting grain sacks or starting to boil, some pause briefly in silence, offering the work to God. There are no cutting corners, no need for speed. Time flows differently in the cloister, and so does beer. The brewing becomes a mirror of their interior life, patient, disciplined, and humble. The silence of the monastery seeps into every part of the process, not just because they avoid idle talk, but because the silence is full of intention, full of prayer. The beer they make carries that stillness, and when it's poured into a glass hundreds or even thousands of miles away, it still somehow carries the echo of that quiet room, of men whose lives are poured into simplicity and devotion. But it wasn't always this way. The tradition began in hardship. During the French Revolution, many monasteries were destroyed, and when the monks returned years later, they had little. Brewing became a way to support themselves without leaving the enclosure. The beer they made was strong, not just in flavor, but in purpose. It nourished travelers, supported local economies, and allowed the monks to remain focused on God. Today, only a handful of authentic Trappist breweries exist. Each one is hired a working monastery. The proceeds don't go to profit, but to charity and to maintaining their simple life. And when the day draws to a close, the brewery doors close too. The monks return to the chapel, to Compline, the final prayer of the day. In the soft candlelight, their voices rise again, chanting ancient words of surrender and peace. The same hands that bless the kettles now trace the sign of the cross. For the Trappist monks, beer is not an escape. It's an offering. It's balance. It's one more way to praise God with the work of his hands.